There's this story of Ifunanya, the American girl who came to Nigeria to rescue her father. The story is in the social media, especially in TikTok. You have part 1 till part 14. So a lot of people, they don't have patience to listen or to go there. So I listened because I needed to, we learn from things. So after listening to that whole story so far, I listened to part 14. What I learned from there, I just want to say it. First and foremost, I would just want to summarize the story for the benefit of those that don't know exactly what is happening. Okay, this girl called Ifunanya, the father, they lived in America. This girl and the father, they all live in America. And the father was in America there for 25 years working. So after 25 years, he said, no, I'm done. I don't want to stay here anymore. I want to go home. And back home, he's from Enugu. So he built a very big mansion there, nice house. So he said he's going back home. So the children said they tried to talk him out of it, but he said no, he's going. So he prepared himself. And the money he's supposed to be getting from his pension and the social security, all kinds of benefits, was $5,000 total amount. So the daughter has to be sending him this money every month. So you can imagine somebody living in Nigeria with $5,000 is a lot of money. So this daughter said, just as the father was there, they were always communicating. She was close to the father. Say, before you knew it, when she tried to call him, he's not picking. She couldn't communicate with the father anymore. She was like, what's going on? But because she was also busy with school exams and stuff like that, so she also got carried away. So she didn't really pay attention. She thought, oh, maybe the father was busy. Said the siblings of the father, when she calls to the auntie, say, where's my father? I say, oh, your father is fine, I'm not home now. When I get home, when you call again, when I'm home, you talk to him. When he called this, oh, I'm not home now. Oh, your father went to Abuja. So they were like tossing her up and down. So she said, finally, when she finished with what she was doing, then she said she was in a dream and she saw that the father was crying for help. So she said, no, this is not normal for my father, that I have been trying to get in touch with him for a while now. And normally they talk from every week like this. So she said, she now discussed with the other siblings and she made up her mind that she's going to Nigeria to go look for her father. And luckily for her, she went to Nigeria. She said when she got to Enugu, the father's compound, she saw that they heap some, heap of sand in the gate. So the kind of sand they heap in front of the gate is like you cannot go in the compound, that nobody should come inside. So she was like, what is going on? What is this heap of sand doing in my father's compound? So she said, so she just climbed on top, look for something to climb so that she can see inside the compound. So she said, just as she climbed to peep, she saw the auntie. She said, auntie, it's me, Ifunanya. Said the auntie and the uncle, that's the father's brother and sister. See, they started insulting her. If you want to watch, just go to TikTok, type Ifunanya. You see it from part 1, part 2. You see all the videos, everything. You see it there. They started insulting her, beating her, all of that. She said, I only came to see, I want to see my father. So the village youths, they all came. And they are the head of in that area also. So they said they were also looking for the father, and the auntie and the uncle told them that the father has went to Abuja. She said during the process they were doing all of that, the auntie called the uncle in Abuja, and the uncle said, oh, Ifunanya, your father is with me here in Abuja, but I'm not home now, which was a lie. So I just want to summarize the whole thing. So she said before they did all of this, it was back. So she wanted to go. So he said, one woman among them told her that, listen, your father is in here. Tell them, even if your father is in Abuja, let me go inside. It's your father's compound. So she said she still insisted that she wants to go into that compound. She wants to see. So finally, with the youths and everybody, they were, supporting her. So they finally let her in. So she said just as she was going, always the Holy Spirit was ministering to her. Then she said she cannot go in there alone. She wants. They say even this thing I'm talking about now, police and everything came into the whole story. So the police and some of the youths, they went there. Finally, they were looking in the building. I think maybe 3-story building, or I don't know, it's a big house, looking for where they kept the father. So luckily they found the father in one room on top of one dirty mattress on the floor. See, the father's beard was long, like you want to plait. The nails was dirty. The father cannot walk, cannot even talk. She started crying and she said, Daddy, it's me, Ifunanya. So this thing, I just cut it short. So what am I talking about? All these things this girl went through. But me, I pick from the whole thing is patience. They will say, oh, we are looking for a male child. Male child is good. A male child will go and look for the father, but the male child might not have the patience that this girl had. Because as they were insulting her, beating her, pouring sand on her and everything, if it's a boy, he will start fighting them. And the thing will result to a very big fight that maybe one will be injured, end up in the hospital, that he cannot even rescue his father. But this girl was consistent. She had that patience and she was always praying. She was always listening to her instincts also. And, she knew that, no, if I start fighting, I will not accomplish what I came for. And that was exactly what she did. And really, she was able to bring her father out, took him first to hospital there in Enugu. Then from there, they transferred him to Lagos. Then she needed to come back to look for the father's passport, the father's American passport. The auntie, they took it. They didn't want to give it. She saw the Nigerian passport. So luckily, since the father is an American citizen, the daughter called American embassy. So they went to him in the hospital to issue him a new passport. So after he recovered little bit in the hospital, I'm just summarizing it. The whole is a very long, complicated story. Before he was fit, then the daughter finally flied him to America. The whole thing, getting to America, you think, oh, this story is over. When they got to America, she arranged to bring the father to a nursing home where they can now help him. I think they said he has stroke or so he cannot walk and all of that. So he has to go through physiotherapy. In short, that man needs real rehabilitation because he went through a lot of torture. He said the uncle, that's the father's brother, also living in America, also joined the siblings in Nigeria. So they were all the one who gang up to I don't know why, I don't know what this man did to them that they just want to torture him to die like that. I'm really, I'm curious. I want to hear if the father finally has spoken, or maybe what he said, what happened that made them to deal with him like that, because I don't understand why. And the reason why they didn't buy that man all along is because of that $5,000 that the daughter is sending every month from America. You know how much is $5,000 in Nigerian money? And they said they were even building another story building inside that same compound, the man's compound. Though, I think they were waiting maybe for them to finish that building before they would buy the man, something like that. I don't know. Well, it's very interesting. It's something that one has to learn from. That siblings this time around to trust people, whether your brother or your sister or your mother or your father, or it takes his grace. You don't know who to trust anymore, especially when you are living in the Western world. It's so complicated. I don't understand. I don't know what this man did to them that they all of them joined together. So they maltreated him, torture. If not this daughter, I think that man, when they finish with what they are doing, they will buy him. That was what was going to happen, and they would collect the properties. But so far, so well, as I'm talking, the battle is still there. It has not ended. So she's still, the story is not finished. She's now, the last story that I listened to was part 14. So maybe it's going to continue. So if you want to watch, just type Ifunanya on TikTok and you see the whole story there. So what am I saying? It's good for us to have patience, and also for parents, whether father, mother, to be close to your children. If the father was not close to the daughter wouldn't have been able to say, oh, I didn't hear from my father, let me go and look for him. So it's very good to be close to your children, to care for your children, so that that feeling will be there. So when you are not there, they will now look for you. And the patient, that is what is really important. That patient, the wisdom that God gave to that girl, that she was able to handle all of that. Though she had some support, but then she herself, she was very smart. God really was with her. So that is it. This is what I really needed to say, that it's good to have patience. Patience was really the key in all of this. Patience was it. So I hope we'll learn something from here. So I'll see you in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.